What's up, guys? It is Monday, December 19th. It's 9:35 a.m. and this is the Crypto Deep Dive, and we're going to cover the year that will define the next decade. I've been saying it for a while now. I believe 2023 is going to be that make or break year that really decides how the rest of this decade plays out. And if you guys don't already know, James Altucher. So when I was first learning about crypto, the first ever book I read was actually this right here, and it's Cryptocurrencies 101, How to Make a Fortune from Digital Currencies. A little kind of like paperback book, maybe like 100 pages. But I originally got his book and started learning about it. It's how I learned about like the cold storage and all that stuff. I remember being in college at the time and really just trying to wrap my head around all this stuff. And he actually just released a new book, The Big Book of Crypto, How to Get Rich in the New Age of Digital Money. So it seems like this is his second book that he's ever done. So it's kind of crazy. I think it's like 5 or 6 years later, he drops this book and I scooped it up, bringing it back to some nostalgic times. And on the back here, I want to read this to you. In this book, I'll share with you my new predictions about this space. We'll also show you everything you need to know about the cryptocurrency industry, the good, the bad, the ugly. As you might know, I make a lot of predictions about a lot of things. Some of my predictions in the past have been wrong. But thing is, when you are wrong, the worst you can lose is 100%. I'm assuming you won't put 100% of your money into ideas I talk about. If that's what you're planning on doing, take a break from this book, take a walk. I usually only make predictions about asymmetric opportunities with tremendous upside. When I'm right, the results could be in the thousands of percent, which make up for any bad predictions. Crypto is an asymmetric bet, perhaps the largest one in human history. New asset classes don't come around too often. That's why right now is the easiest time in the world to build wealth. And it's also the easiest time in the world to lose untold wealth. Don't be stupid. And I'm fully on board with that, because now looping it back to this PDF that he released, it was a couple of days ago, actually. I strongly believe in this. And when I was reading it, I was like, this is exactly what I wanted to share with you guys. So having this all ready to go, it's perfect. So I haven't even read it all the way through yet, so we're going to read it through together. So the year that defines the next decade. The party is over. Take advantage of it. He says, I'm so tired of year-end wrap-ups. 2022 was a pretty bad year for the economy, for a lot of people, even for me. As someone who is generally optimistic and bullish, it's hard to watch first the government with all the lockdowns and then the Federal Reserve with its one-tool-fits-all approach to inflation treats the economy like a toy and makes their best attempt to ruin it. None of this is political. When you argue with a fool, now there are two fools. I've been writing about finance for 21 years now, and I've enjoyed a lot of it, but it's always hardest in a bear market. And a bear market is when I'm most sure of what's going to happen next, but nobody wants to hear it. People get addicted to reading stories about doom and gloom, and when someone is out there saying things are going to get better for X, Y, and Z reasons, nobody wants to hear it. You're called an idiot. People might think they hate reading negative media or doom and gloom analysis of stocks, but they wouldn't read that crap unless they get something from it. Maybe it confirms their worst fears and they like that confirmation. They feel smart. Or maybe it gives them an excuse like, well, I might as well not even try this next year because there's a recession happening. When I started Choose Yourself Media, the evolution of which you are reading now, my goal was to simply help educate people about finance, how money and the world interact with each other. Teach people what value investing is, what arbitrage is, what options are, and strategies that exist, how to find the best growth companies, and on and on. I worked for a hedge fund manager for a while who gave me every book he had on the history of markets and investing, and I learned a lot. Then I ran a fund of hedge funds investing in every strategy out there, and I learned a lot from that as well. I met a lot of hedge funds at the time, including Bernie Madoff, Stevie Cohen, John Paulson, and many others. I didn't know this stuff myself when I was starting out, and I paid the price. I wish someone had taught me. People sometimes say I have no regrets. I wouldn't be the person I am today without all those bad experiences. Those people are stupid. I'm fine with myself, but I regret the mistakes I made in the past. If I hadn't made those mistakes, I'd still be fine with myself, but I wanted to have all these memories of things that made me sad, scared, or even terrified. People say now the party is over. Guess what? They said that in 1987, 1997, 2001, 2008, and even in March of 2020. The party's over. Forget that we can sequence the human genome for $1 down from $1 billion 20 years ago. Forget that smartphones now are equivalent to supercomputers of 20 years ago. Forget that we just had a successful nuclear fusion experiment, or that telescopes are starting to see all the way to the Big Bang. The evolution of every industry in the world is happening faster and faster because the computers that fuel the exploration of these frontiers are still doubling in speed every 24 years, defying the law of physics. I've had a bad year because it's hard to see many people are scared or overly pessimistic, or even going through what I was going through 20 years ago. But the main regret I have is that 20 years ago, or even in 2008, I did not take advantage of times like these when everyone is saying the party is over. They say on your deathbed, nobody says, I wish I had spent more time at work. I know that on my deathbed, I will say, I wish I had spent more time at work in 2001 and 2008, but not 2022. This is a year where everything turns out like shit, but it's the right time to invest, to work, to start a company, to research, to learn, to read, to make connections, to learn new skills. This year and 2023 are the years that will define your next decade, 100%. Here's one example. When FTX collapsed, Nouriel Roubini and other communists like him were saying crypto is dead. Guess what? The news has come and gone and even got worse, and Ethereum and Bitcoin are about 15 to 25% off their post-FTX lows. How come? Because like every industry in history, money evolves. Crypto is creating an entirely new global financial system. Here are a few short-term catalysts. Fidelity opening up 40 million new crypto investors the ability to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. The new majority whip, the third most powerful person in Congress, is enormously crypto friendly, which is good for the regulation we need. Central bank digital currencies are scary for a lot of reasons, but the reality is all of crypto infrastructure will have to get built in order for this to be a reality. Entire countries are starting to switch to Bitcoin. The Bitcoin halving is coming in 2024, which is very good for the price of crypto as it reduces supply and also reduces selling pressure. When the internet hit 1 billion users in 2005, stocks anticipated it 2 years in advance, and internet stocks started booming in 2003. Many analysts are predicting crypto will hit 1 billion users in 2025, and I believe this as well. I recommended quite a few cryptos in our crypto portfolio, but I'll mention one of them here. Check out Quant as just an example of a crypto that has been flying below the radar, but has completely avoided this bear market and will continue to rise. They are one of the building blocks, the picks, the shovels for the worldwide $100 trillion transition into central bank digital currencies. That's just one example. Quant developers don't care about the economy. They have work to do, and so do we. The time to start is now. Another thing about recessions and bear markets is it's a good time to start a business. Apple, Microsoft, and Hewlett Packard are among many, many great companies that started in recessions. You start a company when somebody has a problem and you can solve it and then scale the solution. Well, more people have problems in recessions and fewer companies are solving them. So it's a great time to start a company. But what kind of company will it be? A product company, a service company? Which is better? What sort of company scale? What does it mean to scale vertically, horizontally? Again, I wish I had known basic entrepreneurial concepts 2 years ago. But here's a list of business models your business can be. It can be more than one. Thinking in terms of what business model you are helps you define how you grow, how you scale, how to get customers, etc. Here are some types of business models and what you should know about them. And I'm going to stop here for a moment because I've been thinking about creating because we have the educational programs on the website, stargate-ventures.com. The link will be in the bio. We have Agartha, which teaches you the fundamentals of crypto and the opportunity at large here. It's teaching you the macroeconomic and like the historical perspective of where we're at in time compared to the past. We look at the current system, why it sucks and why it needs a facelift, if we were to say. Then we go into the future plumbing of the whole entire financial system and what that looks like and how it's coming sooner than you think. Then we go into blockchain basics, crypto basics. We go into so many stuff in our course videos as far as the fundamental aspect. But then we go into the trading aspect and learning how to read charts and then learn how to use the Stargate signals, etc. But I was thinking of creating another course, which is how to start your own Web3 consulting business locally in your town. If you're not somebody who wants to hop on, YouTube, anything like that, quite frankly, you can start a Web3 consulting business in your town, and you could probably make more money doing that than doing a YouTube type of thing. Quite frankly, that's exactly how I started. I started locally in my town, crypto consulting, getting people, teaching them about crypto, right? And that was all last year. So I started that more than a year ago. And I just recently, a couple months ago, decided to share everything that I knew to the world, right? But there was a lot of things that I learned and it was really successful. So I wanted to bundle my whole experience the past year of starting a Web3 consulting business locally in your hometown and teaching you how to take it from A to Z and start it in 10 days. Because when I started Stargate, it only took 10 days to get it started. So if you're interested in learning about how to start your own Web3 consulting business, because a lot of people want to, embody everything when it comes to Web3 and they want their whole life to be it and they want to work at a Web3 job. But it's very hard to get a Web3 job at like a Ripple or like a Circle if you're not like from Yale or Harvard. Then there's you could go on YouTube, you could make videos, but there's a lot of people doing that and you got to find your niche there. But locally, how many people you go to the gym, you go to this, that, and the other place, who's talking about crypto, who knows about it locally too? Do your friends know about it, right? Probably not many. And there's a huge opportunity for you to make a sustainable passive income teaching people about what you learn about every day locally in your town. And if you're interested for me to make that course and teach you how to start that up in 10 days and get running, let me know in the comments. I'll gladly make that video and that course to teach you how to do it, because it's definitely a game changer and it could set you up for 2023 with another kind of side avenue or a side business, or, you just take it full on and that could be something that you do full time. So let me know if you want me to do that. But the time to start is now, and that's for sure. So he goes into the different types of businesses and everything like that. But now what I want to go over is we're going to get into a 4-part series this week for the deep dive. We're going to go over potential black swan events for 2023, gray swan events for 2023, silver swan events for 2023, and gold swan events for 2023. Quite frankly, I didn't know there was a gold, silver, gray swan, but I came across this PDF and there sure is. And they lay it out all here and they give the scenarios, and I'm going to take it the extra step and I'm going to make a whole PDF document step by step. If this black swan scenario plays out, if this gray swan scenario plays out, if the silver swan scenario plays out, the golden swan scenario plays out. And for the members, I'm going to dish that PDF out step by step so you know exactly what to do if any one of these scenarios happens in 2023. So if you're not already a paying member of Stargate, the link will be in the bio. We're doing this the 12 days till Christmas special. We got like 6 days left. It's super cheap right now to get in and become a premium member of Stargate. So definitely bite the bullet on that, because the price is going up at the start of next year. So I'm going to leave it at that. It's a little teaser to what's to come this week as far as the golden swans, the black swans, the silver swans, the gray swans. And also too, if you want me to make that how to start your own Web3 consulting business locally in your town in 10 days and learn how to and set you up to make $50,000 in your first year, then let me know with that as well too. Leave a comment, come join the Discord, sign up for if you see the Christmas 12 days till Christmas special, get in there immediately. You don't want to wait, because once it's up and we're going up on our price. So that's a little teaser for what's to come this week. I'm excited to share it with you all, and I will see you guys in the Discord.